Until now, what you've been seeing is you've been seeing modeler in sort of a test mode or a development mode, and the idea is when you're developing, you have no idea what a good predictive model looks like. You've got a couple snapshots of some models, and you have model A or model B, and a model that does or doesn't do something well, but overall you don't know how it will react in production. Okay? So now, we go to deployment mode. The goal is to deploy a predictive model, and the approach is you're going to use a stream that's generated in the earlier version. You're going to pass new data through the stream and score the data, okay? And in this scenario, we're going to identify individuals likely to cancel as new cases come in. So all your models were built on old data. As new customers come in, you score them. And the idea is that you export these individuals to a file. You might want to look at the new cases to come in to see if the model's reading results correctly. So you do this because you want to allow analytics at the point of impact to be more proactive rather than being reactive. But during this phase of the whole production sequence, you're going to have one champion and multiple challengers, and you have to see how good the challengers are reacting. So in this scenario, we've got a call center. Perhaps we're cross-selling, upselling different products to a guy named Frank. We have his address. We know that he's a manager, age 43. We have his gender. And the models that we build with propensity scores suggest there's maybe three products you would take: a Visa card, a home equity loan, and something called an easy access bank checking account. We don't offer all three to Frank, right? We just know that he has a high propensity to pick one of the three. So the call center agent submits the customer info during the interaction. The guy calls up, and you recognize who he is, and the screen pop occurs, the screen populates. And based on the predictive model, a single offer is presented to the customer. And that offer is going to be premised upon, of all the different products, which one is the one the customer is most likely to bite on. We call that point of interaction modeling. Here's a key point. The customer either will or won't accept the offer. If they don't accept the offer, that kind of disproves the model, and then you need to figure out the reason code behind why they didn't take the offer. Because you're going to take that reason code and see if there's something you can do to the model to make it better for future use. Remember, anytime you predict that somebody will take an offer and they don't take it, the models fail. And you have to feed these results back into your data to reassess how good your model should be or could be going forward. So in this scenario, Brian Snyder had the lead, but in terms of integrating with Cognos, you have your existing BI reports today, your business intelligence reports, which are presented to senior management, hopefully in a Cognos layer. These identify a problem or a situation needing attention. These reports, however, don't do any predictive modeling. If you involved an SPSS analyst or someone who builds a predictive model, they'll take the existing Cognos data and they will append different predictive columns, like a true-false column for whether somebody will attrite or not attrite, or propensity score. And then we're going to take these propensity scores, we're going to feed them back into Cognos, or our original data source. And then we're going to produce enhanced reports enhanced with predictive analytics, which can be distributed company-wide for consumption by business users. Okay. So as part of the Smarter Planet initiative with regards to getting instrumented, interconnected, and intelligent with our use of analytics, we're going to show you the deployment step, and then as a workshop takeaway, we want you to realize that this is a visual interface, it's business results focused, and it's an end-to-end solution. So let me go back. We're going to open up our next data stream. This is the deployment solution. I want you to go to File, Open Screen. I want you to look in the C drive under Local Disk, Modeler Workshop. And in terms of the model, I want you to find
Deployment solution.
Deployment. It's been a long day, folks. Highlight deployment solution and open it. And when you open it, you'll get something that looks like this. Raise your hand if you're not caught up with that.
Out of memory.
Out of memory.
Excuse me.
I was out of memory.
Okay.
Do I need to reboot or just restart?
No, just restart. No need to reboot. Go to File, Open. Okay. You're just taking it out. You're good. You're good.
New cases.
I got out of memory.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'll briefly talk through what's happening here. There's not a lot of building going on, but I want to draw your attention to this first node, or first algorithm, called newcases.sav. There are folks in this audience who thought that we needed to read everything in as an SPSS file. That is not correct. We read multiple data formats. We write to multiple data formats. You can also read and write SPSS files, but we're not about proliferating our own format around your organization. Just so happens that, in this case, this is an SPSS file. Let's double-click and open it. And hit preview.
Bless you.
Yes.
And let's say there's 30 new cases that come in for customers and we want to assess their likelihood of churning. And again, these are telecommunications customers. We know the age, the rate plan they're on. But these are people that have not been scored in the existing model. These are new cases coming in. And we're going to implement a new model score to see if new customers come in, we want to see if the model scores well. Fair enough? So we have our model. By the way, we extract some comment data or some text data with this text nugget. We create a churn model with this churn equation. If I want to see everything, I can right-click and run this table node, and it'll show me all the new fields that I've added.